Hi guys, very warm good evening tonight. Welcome to our Friday night flight with me, myself, Captain Infinite. Tonight we're going to be taking the lovely Lufthansa livery with the Boeing 737-800 Zibo, and we're going to be flying from Warsaw up to Lithuania into Vilnius airport. So flight time's around an hour. We're going to be departing from runway 15, and it should be a nice little flight. Broken clouds at the moment, but once we get into the cockpit then we'll start up the ATIS and find out exactly what's going on. So we've got the fuel trucks leaving now, catering's getting ready to offload, and we are getting ready to go. So let's go into the cockpit, and before I forget, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below, as we are doing flights daily and we try and do them as best as possible to the best of my ability. So let's go into the cockpit and start this lovely aircraft up. Okay, so we're in the 800 cockpit. So what we'll do is we'll put our battery on and guided standby power on, and ground power is obviously on as well. So we'll go to bat and ground power. We will turn the IRSs ready to go, and then we'll arm our emergency light. We'll turn our seat belts on. Tell the cabin to come in for a quick chat before we roll out. Let them know what's going to happen. We'll turn our window heat on, that's been tested. Our trim air can go on. We'll turn on our packs, and we'll turn on a pump for the APU. Okay, so packs are on. Going for a cruising altitude today of, once I get the flight plan, then we can have a look and see exactly how far we are going. We're going for flight level 330, and landing elevation is 646. We'll just leave it at 600 as we're going to come in. Anyway, that's the IRS done now. So let's go ahead and quickly put this in. So let's get our position, which is Echo Papa Whiskey Alpha. So Echo Papa Whiskey Alpha. Shove that in, and then we'll put our coordinates into there, and the screen should light up. There we go. Perfect. So going from Warsaw down to Lithuania, which is Echo Victor Romeo Alpha. Let's get to Bamso, then we're going to take the Zulu 182. So the Zulu 182, that's going to take us to Aslux, and then the Zulu 460, which will then take us to Exenza, and then the Mike 857, which is going to take us to Su. Okay, so we're going to our arrival, and I want the IRKAL to Bravo, and we're going to be coming down for the ILS on runway 19, and we're going to transition at Kotov, which is all good. So let's go ahead and activate that now. Go into our perf, get that all set. We've got a reserve of 1, we've got a cost index today of 50, and we've got flight level of 330. Our N1 limit will take off as full. What we can also do is we'll get the weather as well. So Echo Papa Whiskey Alpha. Send that off. And now let's go ahead and get the APU gens. Turn our electrics as we are going to get ready to go. Turn our Pro Peats on after the engines start. Your damper can go on. Let's get our pumps all ready. We're going to put our strobe onto steady, anti-collision light, our logo. And now let's go ahead and find out our weather. So our weather is 170 at 9 knots and QNH of 10111. Okay, so 170 at 9. So we'll go 170 at 09, and we can put that in. then we'll go back to our previous page. We'll run a flaps 5, 118, 119 and V2 133. Okay, and we'll go ahead and put the flight directors on, turn our auto throttles on to arm. We've got our QNH, which is 1011. Okay, which is all set.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Okay, so let's get rid of everything now. Track the stairs, that'll take us back on. Here comes our lovely tug. We've got our auto brake to RTO. We're going to go with a flaps 5 setting. It should be very nice today. So whilst he's backing in, let's go ahead and turn our packs off. Electric hydraulics are on. Everything is on and ready to go.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Okay, ready to connect. Today should be a really nice departure route. And thanks to everybody that has subscribed to the channel. It means a lot to me, and thank you for your support. And I hope that you stay for many, many more flights to come. The appreciation doesn't go unnoticed. So thanks everybody, and let's have a great one today and try and hit that touchdown marker spot on. So he's now lifting the aircraft's front wheel up.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so let's release the parking brake, which is just here.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Thank you very much. So let's go ahead and start engine number 2. Okay, let's go ahead and start number 1. Lovely livery. As you now see, number 1 is now coming into play, and there's both of our lovely engines spinning, which means we are moments away from our departure. If you like the look of the aircraft and the textures that I'm using,
Operation
give it a
complete.
thumbs up.
Set parking brake.
Okay, so let's go ahead and set the parking brake as we take one more look at this amazing livery for Lufthansa, which is absolutely beautiful. So let's go into the cockpit and get her all ready to go. So let's put our parking brake back on. Whilst he does that,
Disconnecting tow, stand by.
we'll switch over to our bus. We'll put the AP Gen 1 on. Sorry, we'll put our isolation valve to auto, put our packs on. We'll turn the APU bleeds off, and we'll turn the APU off as well. Ding the cabin, let them know that we are ready to leave, and we're going to be making our departure. Now it's a very quick taxi out today, as we're going to be basically we're going to leave the terminal, and once we leave the terminal, we're going to vacate down to the bottom, which is right in front of us. So we're going to swing a left and then exit onto the taxiway, and then turn around for runway.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Thank you very much. See you very soon. Bye-bye. Okay, so we're all set. Let's go ahead and check out our systems. So we've got full forward, backwards, we've got left and right, and for our rudder we've got full right and full left. Now that right there was just me opening the throttles back to idle, as they was already in their fixed open position, as now the throttle and yoke is now going to be used. So we'll go to our flaps 5 setting from this angle. So there's our flaps 5 coming down. Let's watch the slats come out. Okay, so we're now ready to go. So we're going to release the parking brake and we'll start throttling the aircraft up. So we're going to get out of the block. We're going to turn a left. Okay, so we're just leaving Zulu 2. So make our way onto the taxiway. Today's flight should be a really nice flight. Okay. Okay, so leaving Zulu 1 now. Make that right turn onto the taxiway. As we'll now head down to the bottom of the runway. Now whilst we are just rolling, I want to have a quick look in our legs. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So, once we get down to the bottom, we're going to swing a left. Weather at the moment is broken, so whilst we travel now down Alpha 1, we'll then turn now for Alpha 2. And then we'll line up on runway 15 and get the hell out of it. Okay, so we've got auto brake, which is RTO. We've got our flaps down. Once we get on the runway, we'll activate our LNAV and VNAV, or arm it, so to speak. And when we do take off, we've got 1500, and so it's quite a nice stable descend down, and it's a nice ascend up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put our strobes on now, got our wing and wheel well. So we're going to be going over now.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you all very soon. So here we are now, runway 15. Well, quite light as well, so should be quite a nice big ascent through the clouds. Okay, and here we are now at runway 15. So we'll put our brakes on. Go ahead and turn our landing lights on. We'll put our runway turn-offs on, keep the taxis off. And now let's get ready to rumble. Tell the cabin that we are going. We can arm our LNAV and our VNAV. We can start the clock and we'll fly this out manually for departure. So you know the drill, guys, 40% and then toga, so we should blast out pretty good. Let's knock our trim down. So brake released. There's our 40% and toga. Okay, SB's alive. Gonna be blasting down the runway today.
80
Lots
knots.
of thrust. 80 knots checked. Let's do this.
V1 rotate.
Rotate. Very quick. There we go. Up in the air. Gear up.
.400.
Check.
.1000.
Check. So, flaps 1. Okay, so now the throttles will start cutting back. Flaps up. Okay, so we'll make that right turn for the zigzag. Let's climb through 200 now, and what we can do is turn our auto brake off, and now we'll just follow the flight director as we ascend up. So our next fix for above 4,000. Let's make slight minor corrections. Now we're going to be climbing for 250 on our speed. Just watching the flight director now as we are about to burst through some clouds. Okay, so we'll make that left turn now. And we'll turn our QNHs back to standard. Okay, slight overspeed, but that was just for the QNH, so just lift that up, get our speed back down, and just relocate back onto the flight director now. There we go. So now as we make our way towards Whiskey Alpha. Okay. So passing 9,000 now. What we can do is put the autopilot on. We can turn our landing lights off. Turn our runway turn-offs off, and our wheel well can go off as well. And there we are, guys. Let me know if you like the departure. Now through 10,000 we'll climb up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew has already been released, and the else contribute seating is seatbelts fastened. There are 3 lavatories along this aircraft, to the rear and 1 in front.
Okay, so we're just climbing through 12,000 feet now for flight level of 210. By the time we get to Whiskey Alpha 698. Once we go down, you can see that we'll start the star at IRKAL, and then that will lead us all the way up to Kotov, where then we will transition off at Kotov to make a sort of a 180 around into runway 19. So with my mouse there will be IRKAL, and then we're going to travel all the way up to Kotov, and then we'll swing right around, and the runway will be around here, so it'll be up and around. And that should be how it will be displayed on the navigational display. There you go. As you can see, when we get closer I'll show you, but there we'll go from IRKAL, and then we'll come up and transition to Kotov to come straight back round. One thing I do need to put back on is the weather and the radar for the 800. So there we are, guys. There was our departure. Hope you enjoyed it. Now let's get ready for our takeoff cinematics. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave your comments down below, and make sure that bell's tapped so you don't miss any future flights. So I'll see you all in a minute. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck. Right now we're just making our right turn past Boksu as we head into our top of descent. So if we go into our legs, our top of descent is going to be 2,700 for the localizer to intercept. So what we can do now as we're passing our top of descent is go down to 2,700, which will now make the aircraft initiate its descent phase, which will then get us down into runway 19 on the ILS. So once we go into our top of descent, we'll then start to program the aircraft ready for our arrival, as we're going to be coming down on runway 19 for the ILS, so we can set up everything once we pass the TD. Weather at the moment is a little bit of a rough patch, shouldn't be too bad as we come in. So just making that right turn, you start to see the descent modes get activated in just a second. There we go, and now the aircraft is going to start to come down. So we're now into our descent phase of the final leg of the journey. Open up our speed brakes. So we'll just let the aircraft finalise its descent profile. We are coming down at quite a rate. So we're coming down around 3,000 feet a minute. So what we'll do is we'll go into the FMC. Let's get our ILS all ready and set up. So we're going to do a flaps 40 of 122. We can then bug a +5 for winds, which will then take us to a 127. So we'll bug the 127 on our speed as we come down. We've got the glide slope on, and we haven't got the ILS course on the FMC. So let's take the speed brakes in, and what we can do is the ILS is 1091, I think. Let me get the chart, because obviously we're not going to be able to do that. So the ILS is 109.1. So what we'll do is we will go into the NABs 109.1 and 109.1, so that's all set. The course frequency for the runway is 195. There we go. Do that on our other side as well. .195, and we're on a 068 heading. So fine, coming down now through 24,000. Just keep an eye on our approach. So by the time we get to IRKAL, we should be at 240 at 195. So let's slow the aircraft down to 240 as we get ready to make our approach down into Lithuania. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and leave your comments down below, and also tap that bell so you don't miss any future flights. So whilst we slow down, what I want to do is I want to go into the ASUS right now, and I want to get up the weather. So it's Echo Yankee Victor India. Okay, got a little bit of turbulence coming up, so let's go ahead and send that off. We'll also go and put our seat belts on. Okay, so just letting everyone know that we are coming down. Okay, so passing through 200 now. Let's have a look at the ATIS QNH 1013 and winds are 180 at 16. So let's go ahead and bug that 1013 and 1013. What we can also do now is just want to check our speeds as well and our legs. So 240, and then by the time we get to cutoff we need to be below 230. Okay, so let's get our barrow ready for the ILS. So category C, we are 900 on the barrow, which will be for our minimums, which will give us a 230 decision altitude. So put our barrow on. That always seems to happen. There we go. Right. We want a 900 foot on the barrow. There we go. Go ahead and do our first officer's side as well. Okay, that's all set. What we'll also do now is go ahead and turn over our navs, see if they'll work. So when we get to cutoff, that's when we'll slow to 230 or below, so we'll go to 225, and then from 225 we'll drop to 195 and then start dropping our flaps as we intercept. So down on our approach. Okay, so we haven't got any ILS frequency that's come from the nav. I know why. It's because the charts are giving totally different readings to what the FMC's saying. So there's probably been a mess up somewhere in the FMC's nav, because obviously the nav's probably out of date. So you can see the turbulence is getting a little bit more rough, and as you can see right here, like I said, we're going to transition off at cutoff and then we're going to turn right to intercept for the ILS. We've got our basically our flight director's sort of glide slope path, should we call it, so you know we can follow that down if we don't get the ILS to come on, which is no fault of our own. So we'll put our auto brake to number 1, which is set. We've got the ILS tuned in. Let's have a look and see what they've got online for the localizer and ILS and see if we got this correct. Localizer for ILS is runway 20109110. Okay, so there's the ILS coming into play, so it has worked. Okay, so by the time we get to cutoff, then we're gonna go to 225. That's for our weather. Weather's okay for the airport. So just making that left turn now towards Kotov. A little bit bumpy. Should make for a good arrival down into Lithuania. A lovely country. I will get some orthos into Lithuania and we will fly again. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we need to be at below 230, so I'm going to start getting us down to 225. So just going through 8,000. There we go, just reset the view. So we are nice. I don't know if the ILS is actually going to kick in and work. I'm not too sure. So we'll find out anyway. So 225 will be below 230 for when we hit Kotov. And it's a great day for the nabs to play up. As now we have some cloud layer. So if the nabs don't, well, if the ILS doesn't activate, then what we'll do is we'll lower our altitude, probably because we're still a little bit too high anyway as we're coming down on the profile. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slow us down to our next speed setting, which is 194. Which will then take us to our flaps up. We'll make that right turn around to the airport. Okay, so let's put the QNHs back now. Okay. And then for our next one, we need to be at 168, 4,000 above. We're going to intercept at 2,700 for the glide slope. If I don't see the ILS come up when we get right near, then what I'm going to do is I will set the localizer approach up. Okay, so there we go. Know what's going on here.
2,500.
Okay, so I'll put the altitude hold on. So it's going to hold us. Don't know what happened there. Very strange and weird. So we'll slow down now. 175. Speed brakes are armed. VOR locks on. Let's turn on our wipers. And we can put our landing lights on. Runway turn-offs, taxis can go on as well. Okay, the VOR lock's now online, and as we come down to 200, then what we can do is start lowering our flaps. Something went wrong there. Not really sure what, but we got it sorted in the end. Okay, so we'll go to flaps 5. Okay, so we'll turn the approach on as the glide slope has become active. Got the runway inside, so flaps 15. Okay. Flaps 30. And we're at 127. Okay. And there's our flaps 40. So disconnect the autopilot and the auto throttles. I have control of the aircraft now. Just drooped a little low. Aircraft's quite light today, so it shouldn't take a lot of power to really kick her in. Let's give it a little bit of trim. Keep her nice and steady on the approach as we come down. Try to stay to our 13 to 127. It's a little bit horrible, as you can see. Weather's not very good. So we've got auto brake number 1. We've got our flaps which are set, gear down, 3 green, landing lights are on. Just a little high. Let's make some minor adjustments. Got some wind, 9 knots coming from the left. So nice and steady. Okay, let's make our way down a little bit more now. There we go, glide slope's coming back.
Thousand feet, stabilized, Mr. Burke.
Check. Okay, so we're coming down nice and stable. 2 red, 2 white.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 10.
There we go. So speed brakes are up and reversers are active. And there we are, guys, down in Lithuania. Okay, so release the reversers back to idle and we can pull off down our next taxiway. Okay, so we're going to turn off here. track the turnout, auto brakes off, and I hope that you enjoy the cinematics now. So don't forget to like and subscribe and give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the landing, and I'll see you all back when we taxi to the gate. So I'll see you in just a minute. Welcome back to Flight Deck, guys. Hope you enjoyed the landing and the landing cinematics. Right now we're just crossing over Echo, so what we can do is we'll put our strobe back to steady. We can turn our landing lights off, and we can turn our runway turn-offs off as well. Start to get the APU started. Okay, so now we're going to taxi on up to the gate. We'll get some lovely aircraft views of the aircraft from outside. Call it our taxi cinematics, and I'll see you at the end when the aircraft is parked to the gate. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoy the taxi to the gate. And there we are, guys, down in Lithuania with the lovely Lufthansa new livery. Thank you all for joining tonight, means a lot, and don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below, and I'll see you all again very soon. Let me know how the flight was, and let's get ready for the next one. So I'll see you all guys very soon, and take care for now. Bye bye.